You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Twisted After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Twisted After Show.
Hello everybody, Bing is for doing, and we are doing another after show for ABC Family's Twisted. It's the pilot episode, and we're super excited to jump into it. I'm Jason Ikeler.
I'm Heather Smith.
I'm Lina Green.
And I'm Stephen Lemieux.
What were you guys' initial thoughts about the episode? Obviously, it's the first one, and I loved it.
I thought it was good. I thought it was it opened the doors for a lot of things to happen throughout the season, and it kind of set the tone for what to expect from a show like this, because usually you don't really know when you're going into the pilot.
I agree, and I like the lineup right after Pretty Little Liars, because I think they're very similar, like on the edge of your seat type shows, but also like a teen drama, so it's a good mixture.
Lots of cliffhangers, like
Yes.
so many twists and turns. It's a lot.
I know, I didn't expect to be shocked right off the bat from the first episode, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
We will.
The
we will-
moment.
We will get to that party.
What did you think?
I thought it was really intense. It was good, and I'm excited for the next show.
I know. So obviously we've got Danny, the sociopath.
The hottie.
I know, the hottie with the body and that hair. I know Steven loves that hair. Danny killed his aunt when he was 11. So then he gets taken away to jail, and his two friends, Lacey and Joe, are kind of left in town to deal with it.
And he kills her with a rope.
It was a jump rope,
jump
right?
rope.
A red
A jump
jump rope.
So what did you guys think of that scene though, with the kids and with Danny as the younger kid?
I was actually surprised that it started out with that flashback,
Uh-huh.
because it wasn't what I was expecting at all. But I think it was interesting to see how they reacted, because they knew something was wrong the second he walked out.
Well, they knew something was wrong beforehand, because with shows like this, I'm so tedious with the details because I know they're gonna pull stuff right back.
Yeah.
So we have him. The first conversation between the girls that they're talking about, Danny's acting strangely, and he's been acting strangely for a while.
Yeah.
I was so focused on him walking out the door, walking towards them, that I
With
couldn't
the-
even listen to their conversation. I was like, "What's he doing?"
His face was so intense.
It was. I was like,
Could you imagine, though, being 11 and then finding out one of your friends killed somebody? That's pretty intense.
with a jump rope too.
I
I'm
know.
wondering how 11-year-old does that.
Danny with the jump rope in the house.
Yeah, I'm like,
The next one will be with a kickball.
I don't know.
So we find out this whole scene was a flashback that Joe is dreaming of, and her and Lacey were best friends. Now they're kind of have a friendship breakup, but they've both been having these same creepy dreams, we find out. So Danny gets released from jail and is put back into society, and he has to go back into the same town where he killed the person, which kind of sucks.
So we get a little information here. Danny, he's released after 5 years for strangling his aunt. So she was babysitting the three of them. So he strangled his aunt, and she's stressing because, of course, he's coming out, and her whole childhood's been a little bit messed up. And they really introduce a lot of information in this first scene with the news report and with their parents, like, oh, go see Dr. Shen, the therapist, blah, blah, blah. Danny's dad died 5 months ago from drinking, falling off a company yacht. The body was never found. They just throw it out really quick at the beginning. I had to pause it and replay it a few times just to write it all
Well, and
down.
Danny's mom, Karen, think about how crazy her life must be to have this son who kills your sister-in-law, and then your husband dies. It's pretty intense.
It's pretty laid out, and her mischievous
I
face
know.
the whole time. It's like, what?
And that's why I'm kind of excited to see where the show goes, because there's so many different things they can do with all these characters. And I'm sure we're going to get some drama with Denise Richards. And
Yeah.
The mom seems a little calm, though, for all of this going on, don't you think?
I kind of read a little bit about, she did an interview, and I read a little bit about her character, which I'm going to talk about in News and Gossip. But she was saying that she used to be this party girl in school, and now she's still wants to be the party girl, but has had all this drama, so she's kind of got the fake facade on, which makes sense as to why she seems so okay with everything. I don't think she really is.
You go ahead.
Does that pertain to what he said about her being like the cool mom or something? She was like the most popular mom.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
I think she's probably like the, you know what I mean, the small town hottie.
Yeah, clearly.
She's Lacey of her generation.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like something's off with her. Like, I mean, I understand her giving that background. I understand that. But even with, like, the whole episode talking about the definition of socio and a sociopath, I just, from the first moment I saw
she kind of
Denise
is.
Richardson from that, I'm like, this is ironic because we have the son who's being blamed as a sociopath. But we have the mom who is apparently in this position of power throughout the whole town and knows everyone in town, might know everyone. Like, immediately, this is where I was thinking is, I bet the mom had something to do with...
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I think the son was covering up for the mom.
Yeah.
But that's too clear. They're not going to do that. They're not going to say, okay, we're making her so... It's so apparent that she is kind of hiding something. It's apparent. So
Yeah.
I think it's somebody else in the
I mean, I
town.
think it's not just going to be one issue as to why he
Yeah.
killed her. I think it's
Yeah.
going to obviously unravel over probably a couple seasons.
But she seems like a bit of a control freak.
Yeah.
Just
But
a lot of
also,
it.
like, extremely okay with the fact that her high school son had a girl sleepover and she doesn't even bat an eye at it.
Which is interesting, how Lacey and Joe's characters turn out. How Lacey's the popular girl, and now Joe is like the nobody. I don't have any friends. It's interesting. Why did that happen?
I feel like that kind of story is a little bit overdone, but also very realistic.
Yeah,
Because
for
the
high
friends you
school.
have when you grow up, you obviously change and go separate ways, especially if there's a huge dramatic event.
Well, yeah, we get Lacey's the cliquish girl. She's part of the clique, popular, like that kind of thing. And then, of course, Joe is just hanging out with her one nerdy kind of friend,
Rico.
Rico.
Which I really liked Rico. I think he's going to be a fun character.
Comedic.
I wrote down Joe's friend zone friend, not bright.
I was thinking that about Regina. There's like the parallels. Regina,
Yeah.
Rico.
Lacey's got Regino, Joe's got Rico.
Which sucks.
I think he will be like good comic relief for the show though, just because it's kind of intense.
Although I wanted Regina to be the comic relief. I really wanted her to still.
I know.
I liked her.
She was great.
She's funny.
Good comedic timing, very good acting, actually.
Yeah.
Which in ABC, I mean, I love ABC Family shows, but I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I mean
call it as I see it.
they're a little corny.
Well, when you have a character who's on for just one episode like that, I mean, surprising to see such good acting.
Yeah.
And then we also get introduced to, I don't know his name, but Lacey is dating the soccer captain.
I think
it
name
is the
was-
soccer captain.
Yeah, he is the soccer
His
captain.
name is not
Archie. They called him Archie or
Yeah.
something.
Archie.
Or maybe they were making fun of him.
I don't know.
They called him Archie. But they're dying. Him and Lacey's dynamic. You could tell they're like dating each other because they're both the popular people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like something's gonna pop off with her and Dan.
Oh, I think so too. I'm wondering if there's going to be a love triangle. Because I feel like Joe's kind of got the hots for Danny.
No, I don't see her
You know,
looking
so
at
how
him.
could she not?
I
right?
could see it,
She
yeah.
told Regina to take him. Like, she really doesn't want him.
I don't know if there's going to be a love triangle so much as there's going to be, they're going to just keep putting them in the situations that are
Yeah.
going to push it, like we see with the Blue Ranch chips.
I'm like, that was cute.
Those are
I
Doritos Cool
know.
Ranch chips. Nobody doesn't know
Busted. So Danny ends up going back to the school, and it's kind of this dramatic thing where he talks to Lacey and Joe, and Joe goes into the situation as she told her parents, like, I'm gonna go off at it, and I'm gonna hate him, and then she kind of just falls right under his spell.
How can you not? Like, he just smiles, and it's like the way he just approached them. He was very confident.
Yeah, and Steven actually mentioned before we went on the air about the hashtags that ABC Family does up in the corner, but it was kind of interesting, like the things, Regina's necklace, when that came up, we weren't expecting that, but when Danny walked in, it's like, Danny's back.
Ooh.
And I think they're really good about
Is,
social media and trending
is that like
Really?
trending
Is-
topics
is
and
that
that
a-
kind of thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Is it also like foreshadowing, or are they saying like this because before we even knew about the necklace and they put hashtag the necklace, like
Yeah, I
did
guess
they-
that's kind of
something's
true.
gonna happen.
No, they put it up. I mean, they put hashtag necklace right when he first sees it,
But
right?
there's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
an importance in it. Like,
Oh, but they did that with the cinematography as well. Like, it's because as soon as he sees the necklace, the acting is like,
And the
What's
music,
that
the
necklace?
music
The
gets
music.
really dramatic.
acting's good.
Dun dun dun.
yeah, seriously.
Trying to create drama around
The acting's good. I
Yeah.
think all of the characters are doing really good.
Yeah,
on
I actually thought the acting
They
was
are.
really
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I didn't say it was bad. I just said for an ABC Family.
Okay, so Danny, when he comes back, he has to have this meeting with the principal,
Creepy.
And I didn't know if that was fair. Like, oh, you killed somebody when you were 11. Now come into my office your first day of school.
And it was weird that he mentioned that all the teachers were scared of him already.
I know, like,
I think the
everyone's
principal's
gonna love you here.
That's a good thing, though. I think that wasn't like in the auditorium when the dad comes in. That was more like he's coming back to school. I don't know this kid. I got to touch base with this kid to know if he's going to be really creepy.
He's going to kill somebody.
Yeah.
I was kind of confused. Is the principal the guy from Hangover? The guy who
No,
jumps
no.
out there? Okay, he's looking just like him.
That's a really racist thing to say.
I was like, this is going to be funny. No, I was like, if that's the same guy, this is going to be really funny.
Oh my gosh.
Well, he was hitting on the mom, and it was kind of
That
weird.
was so awkward.
It's like, oh.
We also find out that he's I don't know, was this in the classroom right after that where they're like, oh, I know you're known by the socio on Twitter.
Yeah, so that was right after he had the psych class with Joe.
Yeah, so the teacher gives this nice, what an annoying teacher.
I know.
Like, oh, I just got this new student in here. Let's just explain what the word means that everyone's making fun of him.
But I
with.
kind of thought it was very indicative of a small town where everybody knows everyone's business. Even the teachers get involved in the drama.
I feel like she's gonna be a main part of the plotline. I don't know. I feel
teacher?
it. I kind of feel the way she kind of engaged.
I kind of feel like she's going to have like a bond with Danny and she's going to have his back.
Really? I got the
Yeah.
opposite.
Really?
I thought it'd be more like, they could go either way at this point. We haven't seen her enough. It was like, because it changed. You get the first impression, then you get the next impression.
Uh-huh.
It kind of changes your mind a little bit. And then we get Miss Regina. hitting
Dun,
on
dun,
Danny.
dun.
What did she
It's
say?
so funny though, because when we were watching it, we were all like, "Oh, I would have sex with that sociopath," and then Regina's thinking the same thing.
What did she say? Me plus you equals fun or something?
Yeah.
What did she say?
Oh, that was-
Socio plus
text?
me.
Was that the text,
Party
right?
for two.
Yeah.
Socio plus. I was like, I love this girl. I want her to be around for a time come. Then
She's bold.
I know. That was funny. But I think that's an interesting take too, because you wonder if everyone's going to be afraid of him, but no, like people are kind of afraid of him / kind of want to bang him.
Yeah, I mean, he's high, that's apparent,
Yeah.
but it's like there's something else there. It's like he's a kid. I think people understand that he did that as 11, and now he's like.
It's actually kind of a controversial topic. Is it like once a killer, always a killer? You know what I mean? Obviously, I think it's situational, but
I don't know.
for me, it depends on what he did and why he did it.
She was in ballet at 11. She's not a ballet dancer.
I know.
Regina was kind of smart, you know. The way she said stuff,
I know.
she's like, "Well, he did that when he was 11. He's not a killer now. Let's give him a chance." So she
Sharing
kind
is
of had
caring.
like,
So I mean, it's kind of easy to stay on the topic of socio Danny, because he's basically the whole part of this whole episode.
Yeah.
Like it follows him the whole thing. So moving on, we see a cafe scene which really drives home the fact that everyone's just like, oh my god, he's at a juvenile hall, because everyone stares at him.
Uh-huh.
Everyone's
And
freaked
again,
out.
that's when Rico comes into play with he's like, I feel like I just lived through Hannibal Lecter.
that was an intense scene.
I know,
when
that
he,
was.
like sits down.
The music in this show is so intense.
That's what I like it.
I know.
It's good foreshadowing. And he says this thing to her like, I'm still your friend, you know me.
Yeah, well, and that's when he invited her to Regina's party, and I thought that was interesting because Lacey invited her before and she said no. And Lacey's been her friend this whole time. Or
Yeah,
they haven't been friends either, so it's interesting that he comes back and
Yeah.
can already change her mind.
Maybe she does have the hots for him.
Oh.
Maybe he was like the leader of their clique, their pack. So maybe there's that bond forming again.
Yeah. I don't know, though, because I feel like when you do grow up with somebody, regardless of the time that passes, you definitely have a bond with them.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't go away.
Yeah. But before we get into the party, we need to talk about a movie that is a party, Serial Buddies. I know Steven knows a lot about it.
I do know a lot about this movie. I know probably too much about this movie, but you can never know too much about a great movie like this. Serial Buddies is the brainchild of Marie Menounos and Kevin Undergaro, who are the executive producers here at AfterBuzz TV. And, we put a lot of content out there. Probably over a lifetime of content is now out there from us. And we work all the time, and we don't even give too many advertisements on our show. Really, it's mostly just Pro Flowers helping you guys out on Valentine's or Mother's Day, and Serial Buddies. So we really, one thing you can do to help us is to go to iTunes or to go to serialbuddies.com and download Serial Buddies. It's only $4.99. We really wanted to keep the price low to get to you guys, the fans, because we love it when you guys watch something and are more of a part of our team, because it's just such a great experience to make content for you guys, and that's proven by the great shows we do at AfterBuzz. I mean, we do Mad Men, we do
Twisted.
We do. I mean, Jason has like 3 shows: The Voice,
Kardashians.
Awkward.
Yeah.
And it means a lot to us if you get it. And plus, you're getting something great. I mean, we have Christopher Lloyd, Kathy Lee Griffin, Artie Lang, tons and tons of great celebrities, great actors, and comedians on this movie. So check it out, serialbuddies.com, or iTunes. Just search Serial Buddies.
Woohoo! So let's get into Regina's party.
Yes.
Typical high school party, obviously. Jo shows up. She's kind of the odd man out in her like grungy sweater. And she
Let's
comes
talk
with
about
Danny.
those outfits.
I know. But Regina comes right up to Danny, and she's just ready to get it on.
I love how she takes Jo to the side.
To
and
the side.
So if you want to share him, let's just, I can share with you. Hey, homegirl.
Sharing is caring.
Yeah.
It's that mean girl click thing that she's doing though. It's like, oh, you don't like? Oh, I'm gonna take him then. Blah blah.
Yep.
My notes just say Regina grabs Jo. Regina's a bitch.
My notes are like, I like Regina. She's a slut. I like her.
She's fun.
She is promiscuous.
I thought it was interesting too, because I thought maybe the fact that Jo was like this good girl who didn't drink was going to also be carried out throughout the season. But nope, first episode, she pours a shot on the guys. Okay, also when he rips off his shirt and she pours the shot, she went low with that. I thought she was going to pour it on his chest, and she dropped it low and licked it right off.
It went down there, and I'm glad she stopped right there at his navel.
It's a body shot, Jason. You've never done a body shot?
Not like that.
So we get Jo walking up to we get Danny walking up to Lacey, and Serena is there. Serena's the other friend that survives the episode.
I hope she goes next, because I do not like her.
She's not very likable.
She's annoying.
Not funny. Yeah. And we get the nice little backstory, like, oh, you're Serena from 5th grade. You had the facial hair problem. I heard they had to do lasers. There's some treatment for that.
That's so funny.
She gets angry, walks away, and then this is when we have it cuts the music, and that's another little trick to show time expanding. Like, so you know that time has gone by. They change the music abruptly, and we see Danny walking through the house. And I like how they film this. They walk him through, and then the fridge closes, and you see Regina there and just grab him. She knows what she wants.
She's so funny, and you gotta respect her for being that forward. But it is kind of sad that she didn't get some on her last night.
You gotta respect her, because she does not respect her.
I still love that girl.
I know.
Bring Regina back.
Rest in peace. So, Danny ends up breaking up kind of a almost rape scene, you would call it, rape-ish.
I mean, it was like the taking advantage scene where they're like, oh, you did a body shot, you got to go shot for shot. He took his shirt off, you got to take your shirt off. Like, just an uncomfortable thing. At this point, Joe's kind of really tipsy.
Yeah.
I love the way Danny took up for her, the way he grabbed the guy.
I know, and whispered in his ear. What do you think?
Whisper?
Yeah, what do you think he whispered?
He said, "I'm gonna kill you." What he said at the end?
The guy said that he said, "I'm gonna kill you."
Danny said he told the guy he would sue him or something.
He would sue him, but no, he said that I'm gonna kill you like I did before, and I'm gonna enjoy it.
No, that's what the guy. That's what
the guy said.
That's what he said. He said.
But Danny told Lacey when they were walking.
Yeah, but he was
kidding.
He was kidding with that. Honestly, I don't think it was either of those things. I think we're gonna, because everything's connected, I believe. And when you have something like the aunt is murdered by a kid, he's coerced into it by somebody, he can't tell the reason. I really think there's going to be a lot of blackmail, and there's going to be a lot of different people
in the town
who have
involved.
Dirt on people. So for this, I really think that Danny knows things about a lot of these people, and he literally just walked up to him and said that he knew something.
Well, and if you look at it as a TV show, obviously they have to have this plot expand over seasons. Mm-hmm. And so I think it will be similar to Pretty Little Liars in that sense, where there's not just one person who killed her,
Yeah. And now you have Regina's death in the mix. Do you think Regina actually knew what the secret was, or maybe she just said that to get him over there?
I don't know.
I thought maybe the killer texted him that.
Oh.
You know what?
That's
now that you
interesting.
said, that's interesting that
you're right.
They got her phone and they knew about the text messages. Someone had.
Yeah.
Because Regina didn't know about, because he only told that to Joe, right? Where he's like, I can't tell you.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the reason. So.
But it said too though that he never he confessed to doing it, but he never gave a reason. Wasn't that part of the news story?
He never gave a reason, but he never explicitly said that I have a reason, but I can't tell you. He only told that to Joe, and only somebody who knows that would know that. So now that she said, I didn't even think about that, the killer being the one to send the text message.
Yeah, because I don't think she would have known, or especially if she's trying to get him in bed. Like, what's that gonna do?
Yeah, why would she use that tactic? Ooh, yeah, that's gonna get him hot and steamy. Come on.
I know how you killed your aunt. I thought it was kind of cool though at the end of the party when the three of them were back together, and obviously we know they're gonna get reconnected within a few episodes, right?
It was in the synopsis.
Yeah. So
a man reconnects with his
say that.
It's a giveaway.
I don't think that's too much of a spoiler.
But I liked how Joe was drunk, because a lot of times on the high school TV shows, it's not like the way they portray drunk people is so inaccurate. But I thought she played a really good drunk girl.
Her parents was funny.
But I think he might have gotten more texts from her later that night.
No, that's valid.
Maybe it wasn't Regina texting after all. It was
Ooh, Joe.
Oh.
Also, how funny was it when she went home to her parents, though?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Could they have snuck her in the back or something? Like, who
And I love how she
who goes to the
I know,
front
that's what I
door?
was thinking. Especially if you're like, you know her parents don't want you there. But he kind of, I think that's kind of the cool thing about his character. He doesn't care about what anyone thinks.
Yeah.
He just goes for it.
He does go for it. I mean, we see that with Lacey. I mean, usually, you know, he's been in juvie. Let's set the tone. He's been in juvie 5 years, murdered somebody. You know, this girl doesn't really like him, but now they've been to a party together. Hey, you want to come inside and hang out for a minute?
What were they called? Blue Ranch?
Blue Ranch
Blue Ranch
chips.
potatoes.
I like
Those seal the deal. I got some Blue Ranch chips.
Done. I'll be there.
I haven't had those in years.
You know what gets me in the mood?
Neither have I.
Blue Ranch chips.
But I hope something does develop between them two, because they're pretty hot together. I like that look that they had.
When
Yeah.
they were having that intense moment, we almost thought they were gonna kiss.
I
Yeah.
want
And then
them to.
Yeah.
It's like kiss.
Have you had those Blue Ranch loco tacos from Taco Bell?
I can smell them on your breath.
Yeah, they couldn't get close enough. Their breath smelled.
Well, and then, so Lacey wakes up. Obviously, she slept there the whole night, and she walks right past what's Denise?
The mom.
Denise Richards' character, Karen, and Denise just smiles. Like,
What was
she's
that
like,
about?
She's like, you get it, boy.
You say that like it's a weird thing, like that the mom should be worried that that happened, but at the same time, like from a mother's perspective, I would probably think, okay, my son just got a juvenile hall after 5 years. What's he gonna be like? Is it gonna be tough for him to blend into? Oh, there was a girl.
That's
Okay,
true.
so he's not having a tough
I mean,
time.
because we know what
blending.
happens in jail when you drop soap
But
and
that's-
Well, I
stuff.
don't mean that. I'm just talking about like from the social aspect. Everyone in high school is like so against him. For him to have,
Yeah.
like she would feel, oh, like he's kind of fitting in a little bit better than I thought he would. This is good, even though he better use protection. This is
Do
good.
you think she knew it was Lacey?
Yeah, she
That's
knew.
what I was
Oh, yeah.
thinking.
Okay.
I think she knows, and I think that's why she was okay with it too.
And they're good friends. She knew that.
I mean,
so
she-
it was kind of like, yeah.
Aw.
She recognized Joe almost instantly.
Yeah.
So.
You're big for not that big, but like come on.
We did have that. It was kind of an interesting scene though when they were talking about how they were ostracized. Like he went away for a while and he was regretted. Like she asks him, "Do you regret killing your aunt?" And
Yeah.
he says, he doesn't answer. He says, "I regret not being with you guys growing up." And then she says that she can't relive the past, or he says that, and then they're like, "Well, you meant to hurt somebody." When he says, "I didn't mean to hurt you guys."
And I thought it was interesting too, because at first when they were like, oh, we were the friends of the killer, I'm like, get over it. But then when she was saying too, like, it did kind of make sense though. If you're in middle school and people are like, oh, you're best friends with the killer, like that's creepy.
Yeah, but think about what he went through. Like, we don't know why he killed his aunt, but he went to juvie. He's coming out. He went through a lot, and it's like, poor
But I think if
me.
you're in that situation, you don't necessarily think like, oh, poor the little boy who killed his aunt. You're like, you're a murderer.
I would think there was. I would think he abuse or something. I would think there was something going on. Why would my best friend?
I think
why
it's
not?
more than just abuse. I think it's going to be a huge scandal.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if he didn't kill her, she would have done something or let
Destroyed-
loose some
Yeah.
information.
The
or,
dad.
Yeah, that. Oh, because we keep thinking the dad's like a CEO or
I
something,
think he's
or
alive.
was. Yeah, he could be alive.
And the aunt was the dad's sister, so they're related too. So that could have something to do with it.
The body was never
I know
found.
this is
Exactly.
really twisted.
Oh,
They should name the show that.
And they should put the S backwards.
Wait, did they make reference to the the jump rope being twisted, and that's why it's twisted.
Oh, they should have made the ass a jump rope.
They did. They made reference to it twisted.
Lacey is colorblind. Remember that.
Oh.
Oh.
I keep having dreams of the yellow jump rope. Actually, the jump rope was red.
That's right.
Oh, that is a
Random
way
fact
to
that
pay attention to
they'll
details.
they'll
Steven.
probably not bring that out anywhere, but
Or they could.
if they
Steven,
do,
you're
I'll.
colorblind too.
I am colorblind. I am
Yeah,
red-green
Steven, what
colorblind.
color was the jump rope?
It was jump rope colored, and that kid did not know how to use a jump rope correctly.
I was thinking
Wait,
the whole.
did he use the jump rope to kill her?
Yeah, he strangled her.
her. Okay.
I was thinking the whole time, how does 11-year-old? Maybe that's a strong 11-year-old.
Yeah.
I could take 11-year-old. You know, I'll take 11-year-old.
When wires get crossed, it's not easy to get them uncrossed.
You know about that? You strangle somebody.
Interesting.
No, sorry, I have to say that better. When wires get crossed, they're not easy to get uncrossed.
Wow. So they find out on the news that dun 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 Regina is dead. And I was literally shocked because I was thinking when the cleaning lady went up there, do you guys watch Gossip Girl at all?
Yes.
You know Blair and what's her housekeeper's name? Dorota?
Dorota.
I was thinking that we were going to have Regina and Dorota, and it would be that kind of situation. But then the cleaning lady comes in yelling, and then she finds her dead.
Oh, no, Regina. And she was dead, like, grossly.
I know,
thought
like
they could've made her die
blood dead.
pretty.
She was really
Like, that was
blue.
not a jump rope.
She was bludgeoned.
Bludgeoned.
I love that word. I don't love the action. But she was bludgeoned, and she did not have a necklace.
Yeah.
No.
The necklace.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll talk about the necklace. Let's talk about the necklace now,
let's
actually.
talk about it. Let's talk about the necklace.
How do you think he got it?
I think someone's trying to set him up, and they left it for him, and there's nothing he can do about it because people would think.
No,
it's
see, I
him.
No.
think he took it because it was his aunt's necklace, we find out.
Nope,
I don't
too
think he
obvious.
did, yeah.
Too obvious. The one he has is his aunt's necklace. That one wasn't his aunt's necklace.
But what happened to the necklace? then?
Oh.
I think this is another part of the conspiracy that they're going to be throwing out there, that people who are a part of something have this necklace.
Do you think maybe the cops are going to find the necklace in Danny's possession and kind of piece them together?
They're going to, but
I
then-
think maybe the cops, or if not, maybe like Lacey or Joe. Mm-hmm. Like, it's going to be something where somebody he trusts doesn't trust him again.
How long do you think Joe's gonna keep up with this? I trust you, because she seems to be on the rocks every now and then. Like, I trust you. Oh no, I don't. You're the killer.
I think something, because obviously the three are going to stick together, and I think something's going to come out where maybe not everybody knows, but Joe and Lacey will know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they like
And then they'll be on his team.
with shows. They like to have things that are consistencies, and then there are things that aren't, so you can tell when. So you can kind of get a feeling for it. We get a good feeling for this in the scene with the police officer, Joe's dad, when he's interrogating him. He does a lot of this. He's like, I'll do it to the camera. He's like, ask me a question, Jason.
What's your favorite color?
You know, my favorite color's like blue, you know, like that. Like, they do a lot of where he moves the eyes away and then looks back. It's kind of one of those tells that they're doing intentionally for this. And then when you see him talking to Joe, he never does a tell. He's like, I've always told the truth to you. And that's
His eyes.
It's
kind of
true though, because when
every
somebody
time, now that
somebody
you
asks
said
him a
that.
question, he kind of diverts from the question. Even when his mom was like, "What did the officer ask you?"
And he makes jokes about
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
He makes light of all this. The first one that just came out of juvie, he makes jokes about everything. I like it.
I think
though.
maybe though that's
It's kinda
because he
funny.
knows what and I think he knows his mom knows too, that he
Do you
didn't do
think
anything
his
wrong.
mom? Do you think the mom's in on it? You think?
Yeah, she has to.
Slightly.
She has to be.
Or she
was
knows
so,
that he's not
But it's
like
too obvious.
guilty.
And she was so quick to be like, oh, well, we'll move out of town. He's like, well, we can't. That's kind of obvious that we might have been connected. But she was like, oh, it's okay.
When she touched him, it was kind of uncomfortable for me.
Yes. I thought the same thing.
it
She
was
like
weird.
brushed
It was
his hair
like-
back.
There's something going on
Something
there.
weird.
Dum, dum,
Plot
dum.
twist.
It's a little twisted there.
oh.
That is twisted.
But yeah, I think one of the consistencies in this show is that he's never gonna lie to Joe. And I think the things that he tells Joe we can trust. So far, I didn't kill Regina. I don't think he killed Regina.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he did either. Do you think that him and Lacey are going to get to that same level?
Yeah. You can see
Eventually.
when she came over his house, that was the telltale sign that they were going to eventually have that friendship again.
Now, back to Pretty Little Liars, just because the shows are obviously related. Do you think it's going to be where different like main characters are blamed for the murder of Regina?
I don't
Or you think it's just going to be on him?
I think it's just going to be on him. Just going to be on him.
Because I think it'd be interesting, and I wouldn't be surprised if they, like...
Blame Joe or Lacey?
Yeah, just somebody like that from...
I think we'll see a
completely out of nowhere.
scapegoat.
Okay.
Like, I mean, we see the previews of next episode, honestly, and they talk about, oh, we need somebody to be blamed for the murder, blah, blah. We need to find somebody who's responsible for the murder. I think there's going to be a scapegoat, and I don't think necessarily that they're going to be involved. No matter how much they try, there's going to be some outside source that just shows up with a guy. It's probably a hitman.
You
Like,
think?
it's probably going to be somebody outside that somebody paid.
For the money. The money. The money. They're poor.
Oh, they need money.
So money's always a driving force behind murder.
Well, remember
Wait.
what she said. I mean, we know from Arrested Development there's money in the banana stand. She says all the money's tied up in this house.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it tied up?
Oh.
Twisted.
He starts taking down walls. It's in the attic.
I like Joe's dad. He's very fair.
He is.
He's very
kind of an
fair.
Okay,
asshole.
but that was a huge
No,
dick
he
move.
kinda-
To
Dick
break
move.
up the assembly, he couldn't just wait till the assembly was over.
They probably
Where
made
was he
him.
going to go in the assembly? Like,
dick move.
But
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
way
That
he
was a dick
treated
move.
him afterward was very fair. It was like, I just want to know the truth. Some people want to.
But he told him the truth, and then he said, "I just want to know the truth." So
He wants to hear that he killed her.
yeah,
I know your name's Jason, but I
wanna know
want
the
to know your
truth.
name. I want to know your name.
I know because he said she texted me and I didn't go over there. Yeah, but I want to know the truth. Well,
No, it is the worst thing ever to do things like that to have like administrators call you out in front of people.
yeah.
And your own daughter. Who's
That's
your
just
best
like in high school. Did you guys have intercoms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would
Yes.
get called to the principal's office on our intercom.
I can do you one better. I was in my first class of 7th grade, and somebody came into the class and told me I was held back in front of my entire class.
Oh.
Oh, that's
Oh, no.
terrible.
Yeah. So like it's a seriously like
As we laugh.
I was-
That's terrible.
I was watching the scene, I was like, oh, that hurts, man. I know that hurts.
I started crying.
He was smiling the whole time though. He was like, "It's okay." Like he's
Well,
a
he was
martyr.
expecting it, I'm sure. Like,
Well, and everybody in the school already thinks he's a murderer. So what's one more person that he killed?
I'm sure they're gonna clear him of Regina's murder soon. Like maybe on the next 2 episodes.
unless they find that.
I think it's
Yeah.
going to carry out a little longer,
You think
I
so?
think so too. I think with the necklace, I think it's gonna carry on.
and
for-
maybe more people will die,
Oh,
like Lacey's other
Interesting.
friend. Because I don't like her.
So I have to
Get her
mention-
off.
get her out.
There was one line that I laughed really hard at, and that was after Regina died. Like everyone's like so morose. They're like, "Oh, I'm so sad." And then the jock guy's like, "I told her if she needed banging, I'd bang her." I'm just like, "Oh my god."
So wrong.
Well, also,
Lacey's friend.
just a little
Yeah.
inconsistency from real life to television. If your best friend died, you wouldn't go to school that day.
No.
Yeah, you would not.
I'm really
You would stay
sad.
home.
Okay, what class is this when we're going to lunch?
I know.
Like, thank you.
Well, at this point, Lacey thinks that he did it.
Yeah.
Like Lacey straight up thinks that he did it, and I don't think that
I
changes
don't think
until
she
the end.
thinks he did it.
I feel like Lacey's playing this side. Like,
I think she doesn't want people to know that she spent the night with him.
Well, that's
Yeah.
true.
what's so big?
That has
deal?
to
Why
come
she-
out though.
She loves him. I think she loves
Well,
him.
that's sorry.
Oh.
That's what Joe said. I mean, she's like, I'm not going to tell him. You're going to tell everyone because he needs an alibi.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
right. So, of course, she doesn't think he did it, but that was a brain
But
fart on
and I
my
think
part.
popularity is so important to her too, that she's not going to be the girl that slept with the sociopath.
Well,
I
how-
think she'd sleep with him, but
But that's what people will think.
insinuation.
Do we think Joe will rat her out eventually?
I mean, she's
I don't
gonna
think
say.
Joe's the type.
No.
I think she just kind of sees Joe as a cautionary tale, though. Like when you have two people who had the same thing happen so early in their childhood, they go kind of on the same path. You have one who's like got the social life, she's invited all the parties, friends with the clique. Then you got the one who went the other way. Lacey is just kind of like, oh well. I mean, if I become outed, I'll probably end up like Joe in college
Yeah.
or further on. I'll be that outcast, and I don't want to be that.
I think she'll eventually get to a point where she's not going to care what people think so much about
Well,
her.
because I think when she falls in love with Danny or like comes to terms with it,
I like that.
that's going to be more important to her.
Oh, that's going to be so nice.
Heard it here first.
Yeah.
And then the love
See
triangle
family
starts.
love.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the episode.
Well, that's
We've got a lot of cliffhangers.
I'm interested in seeing what's really going on with the necklace. Regina. I want to know if Regina was in on it. Maybe she was in on something.
you think?
I think she texted him. Honestly, I think she texted, and she might be in on it. And that's
I don't
why
think
had to
I don't
lie.
think she is.
Oh, I had a few things that I wanted to go over before the end too.
Oh, go help yourself.
I'll go really quick.
Okay.
Jason. All right. Yeah, your name is Jason. Yeah.
Where were you?
I'm telling the truth.
Lacey tells Joe to trust her dad. So Lacey must like have a good, even though they were kind of out of each other's thing. She might have had something to do with the police and knows her dad.
See, I thought that was just like a passive line.
Might have been, but you never know with this show.
True.
He tells Joe about the text, and that's when they have their thing. Like he needs her to trust him.
And she overreacted. She went a little white girl crazy.
Well, she ran
Little bit,
away.
yeah.
Like, where were you going? Up the street? Like, she didn't run too far.
And then with with one of the last scenes with Danny and his mom, like we first open the scene, Danny's looking at a photo of him and his dad.
Yeah.
So like we get to see a little bit more of his dad. They're bringing up open the
Wait,
episode.
what was
with
his dad's name?
What?
Because it was just really, I was thinking dirty.
Mr. Desai.
It said like, it started with a D, but it was like,
Danny, wasn't it like Daniel Desai?
it was like Daniel and his D is what the caption
Yeah,
of the
I
picture
noticed
was.
that.
I'm like, oh.
I love how they put the names under. Like, who puts
know.
the names under their picture? Like, you know your family.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Come on, you know your family.
That was for us.
ABC for that.
So then of course, what's her face comes in. I can't remember her mom's name.
Karen.
Karen, yeah, Karen comes in and starts talking, gives more information about the dad. The dad, after he was in juvie, he had a drinking problem. The drinking problem escalated to the yacht, and he made bad investments. He made bad gambling investments with things. So, like, either the yacht was him faking his own death to get out of the investments. I think that might be a possibility because, like you said, I think he's probably still alive. And I just wrote here, God, she killed Regina. I know it.
But why would the mom kill Regina, a 16-year-old in high school? There's no point.
I don't know, but then, well, I'm just this is just as I'm watching the episode, and then we find out a little bit more about how Karen was like the head of the PTA, like she was the head of this whole town thing.
I hope
And
it's not about popularity.
Then he goes back to his book, his photo album, opens it, and we see a picture of Danny with Aunt Tara.
I know. She looked like a bitch. I'm glad he killed her.
So we find out her name's Tara. Turns out she couldn't tear through a jump rope.
Oh my gosh.
Don't do it. Twisted.
I know.
They should do that throughout the whole episode. Twisted.
I was expecting that with the creepy eye
With the
close
eye
out. Like,
thing.
he's like not even looking at the camera. It's like, oh, there's a camera there. Twisted.
I want to see how they filmed that. Okay, look up at this moment.
It's like the traumatic
So
chipmunk.
funny. Oh my god. Let's get into news and gossip, guys.
Do it.
TV news.
So, Twisted did really well, actually. It was the #1 cable show for its time slot, and it's ABC's best drama premiere they've had, ABC Families. So I think that's
Nice.
good for us.
Don't they say that with every premiere of a show?
No,
Like,
they have numbers to back it up, though. You can read them if you want. It's a little complicated,
Okay.
so we're not going to.
Okay.
Next up, okay, I'm going to totally screw his name up, but Danny. Does anyone know how to say it?
Let me see.
Avan Jogia
Where does it say it?
at the top.
Avan Joja?
Avan Joja. Okay, he was interviewed by Teen Vogue, and he's from Victorious before, and they were asking him like, what's the difference? That's like a teen comedy show, and he was saying he actually has more fun on Twisted because there's a lot of like creative things, and they actually talk and get to elaborate on scenes and stuff. So it's not as set in stone as like the Disney or Nickelodeon sitcom he was on.
Yeah, he's
And I
like-
thought that was interesting.
Yeah, he's like comedy's harder, which it is. Like, so
Yeah.
definitely having more fun.
Everything has a rhythm to it, and with comedy, like even at table reads, as an actor, like you'll find this out that at table reads they'll bring people in like for casting purposes, and if they mess up a word, if they say something differently, it can throw off the meaning and everything, and
Yeah.
they'll throw them out right there. Like you get through 8 callbacks, you finally get a table read, you mess it up at the table read, they'll throw you out.
Well, and he was saying too, like this show, it's very collaborative between the cast and the writers, and I kind of like that.
Yeah, that's nice.
So it'll
down with
change
that.
as it goes. Yeah. Denise Richards was interviewed by Fox News. Dun dun dun. And she was saying that her daughters were super excited for her to be on this show because of Victorious.
Oh my god.
And they're like, this is what she said. They said, "You're way too old to play as mom."
What?
Her
Have you
daughters
seen
told her
Denise
that.
Richards in Blue Mountain State?
No.
That's kind of. I don't know about
She's
that.
The
She is
Wild
not
Things
too
was
old
her
for-
was her
she's-
popular
Yeah.
I mean, she
movie.
looks preserved.
I
on
think
the
she
show.
actually is doing really well on the show, though. I was kind of nervous,
I mean, she
just
has
because
a
I feel
fairly
like if
good
you've been in
career.
her, yeah,
Her acting, sorry, it's kind of.
You don't like it?
I think it's
forced. It's
good for the
kinda-
character though.
I do
Really?
too.
Because
I
I
think
think
she
her-
fits well in the character.
Yeah, I think her character is supposed to be kind of forced,
Okay.
fake.
Maybe that's what it is, because it creeped me out, kind of.
I think their house is too small for what I assume their family is. If that makes sense. Like his dad died on a corporate yacht, and she's like trophy wife to the extreme, like, you know. So I'm
Yeah.
just like, you'd think that they'd be like in somewhere bigger than this town, or if they're in this small
Maybe
town, they'd
that'll
have like
play
a
into the
gigantic
plot
house.
too, though, with them not having any money.
Yeah.
You know,
I think
Maybe.
that's why the dad died. 'Cause
maybe
they had
not. Maybe it's just inconsistent.
Maybe because they didn't really have money.
Yeah.
a fairly big
Who
house.
knows?
Fairly.
Let's get into predictions.
Let's.
Who wants to go first?
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Looks like you do.
Ladies first.
I am predicting that Lacey and Danny are gonna get together.
Ooh. Dun dun dun.
I'm going to predict that Karen has something to do with the murder of Regina.
Yeah, there you go.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
gonna throw
You
it
go
out
ahead,
there.
Jason.
I'm gonna predict that Joe and Rico are gonna get together, and then Rico's gonna get jealous of Danny and Joe's relationship.
I'm going to predict that the principal has something to do with Regina's death.
Oh.
You're just throwing stuff out there.
No.
Are you serious?
Can you back that?
He's staying close to Danny.
The mom,
No,
apparently.
Interesting.
yeah, well, yeah, but I'm saying the principal's staying close to Danny, and the principal is kind of a little bit shady, in my opinion.
Well, we'll find out if Steven's right. And we can continue this conversation on Twitter and social media and all that good stuff. Where can they find you guys?
At just Lina Green on Twitter.
I'm at Heather Joy Smith.
I'm at Stephen Lemieux, StephenLemieux. Yeah.
And I'm at
you gotta
Jason
spell it.
Ikeler. And we will see all of you guys in here next week.
Remember, Twisted.
Twisted.
Do the motion, guys. It's Twisted.
From
That feels
Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff. We would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.